So I wonder where the political geniuses are. I'm talking about the same people that tried to convince us that Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF to Umkhonto weSizwe, it is nothing but a mere strategic move by the Progressive Caucus. These people actually tried to convince us that Floyd Shivambu leaving the party, this is a chess move by Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema. I mean, for the longest time, we were told that we are political illiterates. We don't know nothing about politics, and we cannot even see what's happening in front of our eyes. But guys, after watching Julius Malema's latest speech in Soweto, I am quite confident that Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF, it has nothing to do with a strategic move by the Progressive Caucus. If anything, there is a war coming. The EFF will get into the battleground with Umkhonto weSizwe, whether they like it or not. They can try to avoid even having this conversation, but truth of the matter is that it is coming. I'm going to show you why. So guys, to the people who cannot understand the lyrics of the song that Julius Malema is singing, you know, when it comes to Julius Malema, he's always intentional about everything. So this song says Makuliwe, means let us fight, let there be a fight. So Julius Malema is actually instilling the mindset into the ground forces of the EFF that, guys, our movement is under attack and it's time for us to fight. This is what he actually said with his own mouth, that we are under attack and our movement needs to fight. This is the reason why Julius Malema is singing this song, Makuliwe, Makuliwe, let there be a fight. Let's fight. Because what's happening right now, our movement is under attack. Oh, Makuliwe. Hey, Makuliwe. Oh, Makuliwe. So this is how Julius Malema actually began his meeting in Soweto. So over the weekend, there is a video that was quite interesting. I wanted to react to this video, but for some reason, man, it felt like I knew that something was about to come. The man that you are seeing on your screen, this guy over here, his name is Ndlozi. This is the president of the EFF Student Command. But before I actually play this video, there is a video that I want to show you guys. I don't know how I'm going to find it, man. I remember there was a video online. Let me see. I want you guys to be with me, man. I want you to be with me. There's a video that I saw online, and I think the EFF Gauteng forces actually responded to that video. Before I play this video of Ndlozi, the EFF Student Command, there is a video that actually prompted him to actually say what he said on that video. So let me see if I can find that video. Guys, there is a war that is coming between MK Party and the EFF. There is nothing that they can do to actually avoid this war that is coming between the EFF and MK Party. It is coming. It is coming. It's unavoidable at this point. It's unavoidable at this point. So there is a video that I saw online, and on that video, you could actually see the EFF student commands. Let me see. It's EFF student command MK Party student movement. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Yes. This is the video, guys. So on this video here, you are going to see students singing. So this video was posted by Umkhonto Wesizwe Info Center. I don't know how close this page is to the authorities of the Umkhonto Wesizwe. What you are seeing on your screen, it is the students of the EFF, the Students Command. These people are singing with the EFF Student Commands. So they are calling it the Progressive Caucus on campus. Progressive Caucus on campus, meaning that it is an EFF Student Command plus the MK Party Student Movement, if I'm not wrong, during the SRC campaign. This is the video. So you can see that there is a kumbaya happening here between the EFF and the Umkhonto Wesizwe. And the EFF says no. We want nothing to do with Umkhonto Wesizwe. There is no such thing as the EFF and Umkhonto Wesizwe. There is no such thing as the Progressive Caucus in the campuses. We don't have such. EFF, Gauteng, if I'm not mistaken. You know, sometimes the problem is that I tend to think that I'm going to summarize all of these things. I would see something over the weekend and I will say, yeah, you know, that page. So I don't know if this is the page that actually responded to what we saw. I want a response. There is a response that was given by the EFF saying that we actually don't have anything to do with the MK Party, especially in the universities. The universities, we are the EFF Student Command. We don't have anything to do. We don't have anything to do with Umkhonto Wesizwe. So what you are seeing right now, you are actually seeing the EFF trying to distance themselves away from Umkhonto Wesizwe. This is despite the people actually trying to convince us that the EFF and Umkhonto Wesizwe, they are solid, but truth of the matter is that the EFF is slightly trying to isolate themselves from Umkhonto Wesizwe. And the EFF was not happy, man. I don't know where is that page, man. There is a response that was actually fired up. I don't know if it's the I think it's this page. There is a response that was fired up by the EFF saying that, guys, please do not try to do that. We are not the same with Umkhonto Wesizwe. Please do not try to do that. So the EFF actually realizes that, guys, we are being swallowed over here. This Umkhonto Wesizwe thing, it is trying to swallow us. It looks like finally the EFF is listening to us when we are telling them that Umkhonto Wesizwe is swallowing you guys. And whenever that you try to say something about the fact that you are being swallowed by the Umkhonto Wesizwe, people are simply telling you that, no, you are being immature. You are being immature. You are political illiterate. So you must just listen to everything that we are basically saying. So this is the responses that was given by Umkhonto Wesizwe. Man, you know Umkhonto Wesizwe is quite smart. Can you just imagine poaching a deputy president of the EFF And when the EFF ground forces try to say, this is not right, they're saying, guys, there is a measure coming. Just wait. There is a measure coming. So this is what the EFF was being told. So at some point, the EFF supporters were actually starting to buy into the idea of a measure, starting to buy into idea of EFF becoming one with Ndlozi. But I think Julius Malema and the other leaders inside the EFF, they said, guys, we need to close ranks, and we need to make people realize that we and Ndlozi, we are not the same. We are not one thing. We are not one thing, and we are not gonna come here and start pretending like we are one thing with Ndlozi. I'm trying to find that response, man. I'm trying to find that response. So basically, the attacks on Floyd Shivambu started over the weekend by the EFF Student Command President, Ndlozi. And this is how Ndlozi actually started his meeting.
Away with the MK of Floyd, away! Away with the MK of Floyd, away! Oh, thank you very much, comrades.
You hear that? They are saying away with MK of Floyd, away. So I was quite shocked that this is something that the EFF Student Command would actually say, because I don't want to lie, guys, even me, at some point, I was quite convinced that maybe there's an alliance that has been built between the EFF and Ndlozi. I was nearly convinced that there's an alliance, but when I saw this video, I said, guys, there is something coming. And I saw another video. I'm not really quite sure with who this guy is, but apparently he's some sort of a big figure inside the EFF, and this is what he said, and he said this too over the weekend.
Saitati what 92 Saitata Saitati what 92 Saitata Manta away two down with Floyd Shivambu down with MK Floyd Shivambu down with Floyd Shivambu down with all reactionary forces down. Long live the commander-in-chief, long live the commander-in-chief, long live.
So this is what actually the student command were actually trying to tell us over the weekend, that guys, this thing of us with MK party, it is not going to work. It is not going to work, and we are not with that. We are not with that. Some fighters on social media, they actually expressed their frustrations, man. They said, Julius Malema, man, please take the EFF out of the Progressive Caucus, man. Take the EFF out of Progressive Caucus, de-announce Floyd Shivambu, and go back to the negotiating table with President Ramaphosa and see if you can actually squeeze the EFF inside the government of national unity. This is some things that were actually said by the EFF ground forces. So over the weekend, we actually saw the prominent EFF leaders actually attacking Floyd Shivambu. So we knew that there's no way that someone like Ndlozi can actually go on stage to attack Floyd Shivambu without the okay of Julius Malema. So it was clear over the weekend that the EFF's leaders have actually gotten their marching orders that, guys, now it is time to fight. We are not going to allow the MK party to actually take our members, and these people lying to us, telling us that there is a measure coming. No, we are not going to take that. If anything, we are going to fight. We are going to expose the people that have been with us for the longest time. We are going to expose the people that have been working with the enemies of the EFF. So it was clear over the weekend that there were marching orders inside the EFF. The student commands were already told that, guys, you need to go out and start speaking, and you need to start de-announcing Floyd Shivambu, guys. Today, Julius Malema was also talking about Floyd Shivambu, and he said something very interesting. You know, Julius Malema said, anything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu needs to be destroyed. We need to destroy everything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu. If Floyd Shivambu loved watching SABC2, no more SABC2 at Winnie Mandela House. No more. No more. You see that coffee mug that Floyd Shivambu loved so much. I don't want it. The pictures of Floyd Shivambu, if you have pictures of Floyd Shivambu on your phone, please make sure that you get rid of those pictures. We don't want anything that associates us with Floyd Shivambu. This is the leader of the EFF saying these things. This is the leader of the EFF saying these things. So are you trying to convince us, or are these people still going to convince us that there is an alliance here? Are these people going to try to convince us that Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema are working on a greater plan? No, there is no way they are working on a greater plan. You know why? Because the message has already been taken to the ground forces. The ground forces of the EFF, as we speak, if you go on social media, you will actually see that the ground forces of the EFF, they are already on attack mode. They are already attacking Floyd Shivambu and the people that have been rumored to leave the EFF. So Julius Malema says, we don't want anything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu. If there's any material, anything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu, we want it destroyed with immediate effect. We don't want his pictures. We don't want the coffee mugs. We don't want the TV stations that he used to watch. We don't want anything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu. If there was a cat inside Winnie Madikizela Mandela house, we no longer want that cat. If there's a dog inside Winnie Madikizela Mandela house, we don't want that dog anymore. If there's a security guy that was hired by Floyd Shivambu, next day, tomorrow morning, the first thing you need to tell that guy he is fired. We want nothing to do with Floyd Shivambu. This is what was said by Julius Malema.
We don't want the GNU. Fighters, we must make sure that all our councillors and all the deployees are disciplined and continue to pursue that which they've been deployed for. The GTU shall fall under the office of the president, and all powers that belong to the deputy president will go into the office of the president. And everything else that looks like the former deputy president shall be dismantled in the EFF and then gotten rid of with immediate effect.
Exactly. Everything that has anything to do with Floyd Shivambu, it needs to be destroyed. It needs to be destroyed. We don't want anything that has to do with Floyd Shivambu, man. We don't care if Floyd Shivambu is the one that bought you that bracelet. Get rid of that bracelet. We are not going to welcome you inside Winnie Madikizela Mandela house wearing a bracelet that was bought by Floyd Shivambu. We don't want anything. If you have the number phones of Floyd Shivambu in your phone, please get rid of those number phones. We want nothing to do with Floyd Shivambu. This is the message of the Julius Malema straight to the fighters.
The GTU and all those who served in the GTU under the deputy president are dissolved. You want to
Man, I think these people have actually resurrected Julius Malema, man. They actually thought they were killing Julius Malema, but I honestly believe that these people actually resurrected Julius Malema, man. This is the Julius Malema that South Africa knows and loves. Everything that was formed by Floyd Shivambu, we don't want anything to do with it. We don't want anything to do with it. So the reason why I'm saying that there is a war coming is because right now the MK supporters are starting to feel like, okay, one of our own is being attacked and maybe it's time for MK party to start defending our own. Maybe we need to start defending Kader Floyd Shivambu. We cannot allow the EFF to come and actually abuse Kader Floyd Shivambu. We need to start making sure that we deal with these people that are attacking Kader Floyd Shivambu. This is the reason that I'm saying that, guys, it's only a matter of time. Floyd Shivambu will be doing a press conference. I don't think it's going to take a long time before Floyd Shivambu does a press conference and he's going to hit back at Julius Malema. There is a war coming. It is not avoidable at this stage.
The GTU shall fall under the office of the president, and all powers that belong to the deputy president will go into the office of the president. And everything else that looks like the former deputy president shall be dismantled in the EFF and then gotten rid of with immediate effect. The GTU and all those who served in the GTU under the Deputy President are dissolved. You want to deploy anyone into the government on behalf of the EFF, you shall report to the office of the President. We are taking charge of our organization now. We are tired of entrusting in the hands of wrong people. We've been betrayed for too long. We've been sold out for too long. We've been trusting for too long. We need to take it into our hands and run it ourselves.
So Julius Malema actually feels like this is a betrayal to him and the EFF. This is what they are feeling, that Floyd Shivambu has actually betrayed us. This is like this. It doesn't look anything like a strategic move from the EFF to MK party. It does not look like anything. It doesn't look like a strategic move. This is a betrayal. This is how the EFF sees it. This is how Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, sees it. This is how the ground forces of the EFF sees it. They see Floyd Shivambu as a sellout. Right now, Floyd Shivambu has been mentioned as a sellout. And I think one of the reasons why Julius Malema is so agitated by the fact that Floyd Shivambu left the EFF in a manner in which he did is the fact that he knows that Floyd Shivambu was having the meetings with other political parties behind his back. I mean, right now, when I'm saying this, it is not a speculation. This is something that was confirmed by the MK party spokesperson, that they have been having negotiations with Floyd Shivambu before the elections. So it can tell you why the EFF actually performed badly in KwaZulu-Natal. And this is the reason why Julius Malema says, man, you betrayed us. You were having conversations with these people while we were campaigning. We were campaigning for a political party and you were busy having meetings with the opposition parties. This is a betrayal. This is a betrayal. This is how Julius Malema actually feels, because the MK spokesperson actually admitted live on national television that, no, man, we have been talking with Floyd Shivambu before the elections. We have been talking with him. We have been talking with him.
We've been engaging with multiple parties whom we believed had progressive policies, to form a united front with us. That was before the elections, during the elections, even after the elections. So we've always been having these conversations with other parties, your ACTs, your EFFs, your ATMs, all these parties are political parties that we've been engaging with. So one cannot now want to create an impression as if it happened only after the elections. No, there's always been going conversations. Now, as to when the comrades made their decision to join MK party, now that's a different story. We've been engaging.
I mean, guys, you hear it. You hear it. You remember yesterday I actually did, no, not yesterday, I think it was on Saturday. I actually did a video on Saturday. I was reacting to another video that I saw on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm trying to go to the play to that part where the guy was actually talking about. I'm trying to go to that part where the guy I was reacting to was actually talking about Floyd Shivambu and his relationship with the Umkhonto weSizwe, and how Floyd Shivambu and other members of Umkhonto weSizwe possibly betrayed the EFF.
If Ndlozi is brought forward as one of the top 6 and given a good position, he's going to help build that organization together with Julius Malema. Floyd wants, what Floyd is going to do, Floyd Shivambu is the new member of the MK. Ndlozi leaving the EFF, we need leadership in KZN. In 2023, the EFF was Floyd Shivambu. Now, before we go on further with this issue, and also the possibility of Ndlozi leaving the EFF, we need to take a walk back to 2023. In 2023, the EFF welcomed a member of the ANC by the name of Makazole Mzobe.
Guys, I need you to pay attention. I need you to pay attention to what my brother is going to say here. I need you to pay attention and see how the EFF was actually sabotaged in KwaZulu-Natal. You remember EFF in KwaZulu-Natal, they got like 300,000 votes, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, I need you to pay attention and understand how the EFF was sabotaged in KwaZulu-Natal.
Welcomed a member of the ANC by the name of Makazole Mzobe.
This is the man that my brother is talking about here.
Mzobe was at one point in the ANC Youth League leadership in KZN. So by him being welcomed in the EFF, it was not just an ordinary member. This is someone who's well known. This is someone who's coming from the ANC into the EFF. So the introduction of Mzobe was one of the big things because the EFF was looking to take over. Mzobe goes to the EFF and immediately he's invited to the EFF podcast and even going further to campaign for the EFF because now he's the new man in the EFF. They have to welcome him with both hands. So Mzobe is welcomed in the EFF, and in December, the MK party is launched, the Umkhonto Wesizwe party. Julius Malema, in one of the press conferences, he says that before MK was launched, he sat down with Jacob Zuma to speak about a whole range of issues, and on that table, one of them was making sure that the ANC is defeated in 2024 elections. We enter 2024, Floyd Shivambu is deployed to the KZN to stabilize that province and also to gather more support for the economic freedom fighters. At one point, Julius Malema said that they did not expect the support they received from the KZN during the last elections, so they are looking to increase on what they received. Floyd Shivambu is in KZN and they are preparing for their rally in Moses Mabhida. What happens next is that the rally in Moses Mabhida becomes more of a flop. And when Julius Malema addressed, indirectly, he hinted at the flop of Moses Mabhida. After the Moses Mabhida rally, Floyd Shivambu gets redeployed to Eastern Cape. This is a vote of no confidence in what he did in the KZN. That is fine. We go to the elections. The EFF receives 9%. The MK party gets 14%. This is a big concern. From being number 3, the EFF is reduced to be number 4. On top of them, it is the MK party, the Democratic Alliance, and the ANC. What happens next is a very surprising move. The same Mzobe who went to the EFF last year, 2023, around October, now is leaving the EFF to MK party. He goes there and is welcomed with a position in the presidency. How ironic. He was in the EFF, goes out, goes to the MK party. The EFF lost to the MK party. Now he has a position in the presidency. As time goes, we witness one of the most surprising departure in the economic freedom fighters. The member of the freedom fighters, the deputy president, someone who started the economic freedom fighters together with Julius Malema, is resigning. Floyd Shivambu is leaving the EFF, and he is not just going to any other political party. He is following on the footstep of Mzobe. He is going to be joining the MK party. The departure of Floyd Shivambu not only shook Julius Malema, it also shook the rest of South Africa, because that departure is something nobody ever thought about it, because Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu were like a solid team. They were like brothers, biggest friends who formed EFF to go and work together, president and deputy. But before we go on the reason why MK party is destroying the EFF, the next person that we need to focus on is Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.
Please tell me if that's not betrayal. Please tell me if that is not betrayal. If you were Julius Malema, how would you actually feel? How would you feel about Floyd Shivambu actually potentially having destroyed your political party in KwaZulu-Natal? And this actually resulted with your political party actually being shoved down as the number 4 biggest political party in the country. So this is a betrayal to Julius Malema and the EFF, and this is how they see it, that okay, even the spokesperson of MK party is coming out and he's telling us that, guys, it is not a big deal. We were negotiating with Floyd Shivambu and other members of other political parties, and we were speaking with these people way before the elections. Even during the elections, we were having negotiations with these people. So please tell me if that is not betrayal. So do you still believe that this is a strategic move by the Progressive Caucus? Who can actually say that this is a strategic move by the Progressive Caucus? Because are you telling me that the people that have been conditioned into hating Floyd Shivambu are suddenly going to turn around and say that, yeah, this was a strategy in the EFF. This is a strategy that EFF, Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma were working on. We hated Floyd Shivambu. We insulted Floyd Shivambu. We accused him of being a sellout. But today we are going to embrace him because this is what Julius Malema says. No. The fact that right now they are taking this hate to the ground level, it actually tells you that these people are actually not impressed with the fact that Floyd Shivambu left their political party. They are not impressed with the fact that they know for a fact that Floyd Shivambu during the elections was having negotiations with the MK party. I mean, like, this is the deputy president of a political party that he founded himself. Him and Julius Malema, they founded this political party themselves, but he didn't see anything wrong with having negotiations with the MK party. Just imagine, you deploy someone to KwaZulu-Natal and you think that this person is going to mobilize in KwaZulu-Natal, and what does he do? He goes out to have negotiations with other political parties. This is the reason why they feel betrayed. And you remember, guys, during that press conference when Floyd Shivambu was leaving the party, Julius Malema said that we know that many people are still going to leave the party. We know that many people are actually contemplating about leaving the party. And right now, we are giving them the chance. If you want to leave the EFF, please leave right now. This is what Julius Malema is actually pleading with the supporters of the MK or of the EFF. If you want to leave the EFF, leave right now. Leave right now. We know that there are people that are actually contemplating about following Floyd Shivambu. I mean, like, I'm quite surprised, man. I thought that many people would have actually left the EFF simply because of how Julius Malema put it. He said that, guys, don't be shocked by Floyd Shivambu. You are going to be shocked by the people that are going to leave the EFF, but it looks like some of those people are starting to have doubts to follow Floyd Shivambu. Maybe some of those people are starting to have negotiations with their families, are starting to have conversations with their families, and maybe their families are like, guys, are you honestly gonna follow Floyd Shivambu around? Floyd Shivambu, even financially, man, the man, I think, is a millionaire. Floyd Shivambu has to be a millionaire by now. He has to be a millionaire by now, man. All that money that his brother was accused of stealing in VBS, Floyd Shivambu has to be a millionaire by now. So Floyd Shivambu, financially, he will always be good. Floyd Shivambu will always be offered the deals. If his marriage with the MK party does not work out, Floyd Shivambu, like, you can bet that there are political parties that are going to come and say, Floyd Shivambu, please come and join us. But what about other people like Veronica Mente? Like, which political party is actually going to say, Veronica Mente, please come and join our political party? There is not a single political party that is going to say, Veronica Mente, please come. Please come. You look at people like Ndlozi. If Ndlozi leaves the EFF, how many political parties are actually willing to give him a chance? He has already insulted 80% of the political parties we have in the country today. So how many of them are actually going to give him a deal, and a deal that he sees that, okay, it's worth it? How many of them? So Floyd Shivambu is quite different with the people that have been rumored to leave the EFF. He will always be fine. He will always be fine. There will always be political parties coming with offers to Floyd Shivambu. But as for other members of the EFF, how many of those political parties are going to make the same offers if their deal with the MK party does not work? Because I think Floyd Shivambu knows that even if my marriage with the MK party does not work, I will always be fine, man. I will always be fine. I will always be fine. But we learned over the weekend via media that there are a lot of people that were supposed to leave the party with Floyd Shivambu. But right now, it looks like some of those people are starting to have doubts about leaving the party. They're starting to have doubts about leaving the party. So Julius Malema says that, guys, we are not going to be held ransom by you guys. If you want to leave the party, please leave right now.
Comrades, it is this section of the EFF constitution that obligates all of us to speak out in private and in public and declare where we stand when the attack of abandoning this movement confronts us. It was Martin Luther King Jr. who said in the United States, as they were confronted by the cruel regime of racism in that country, it was him who declared, open quote, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends, close quotes. Fellow fighters, as we face this testy moment in our movement and are confronted by betrayal of our struggle for economic freedom in exchange for personal gains, we must not bother ourselves about what our enemies are saying, but we must ask ourselves, why are those who claim to be our comrades silent?
I mean, I think it's clear as day that he's actually talking about Ndlozi. He's talking about Ndlozi. This is the same thing that people was talking about, like, ever since Floyd Shivambu left the party. Ndlozi hasn't come out to actually pledge his allegiance to the EFF. He has been silent, and his silence has been very loud. So I think Julius Malema is hinting at Ndlozi that, man, what are you thinking about leaving? If you are thinking about leaving, the door is open. The door is open, but if you are a member of the EFF, you need to actually make it known that you are not going to leave the party, which is something that we've seen on social media. We have actually seen a lot of people, especially the EFF members, actually pledging their allegiance to the flag of the EFF and saying that, dear help me Lord, we are not going to leave the EFF. We are not going to leave the EFF. We are here to stay. People like Kalnihas, Busiswem Kobani have already pledged their allegiance to the party. But if I was Julius Malema, man, I don't want to lie, Kalnihas and Busiswem Kobani, I would get rid of them. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. They are too close with Jacob Zuma. They are too close with Jacob Zuma. I don't care how trustworthy Kalnias is, man. I would get rid of Kalnias and Busiswem Kobani. Why? Because they are too close with Jacob Zuma. I wouldn't trust anything that has to do with Jacob Zuma and MK party, man. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. As much as these people are saying that we are not going anywhere, every time I see them, man, I will see them as the moles in the party. I will see them as the moles in the party. I mean, you can see like people like Mzwanele Manyi, Jimmy Manyi. Jimmy Manyi was simply there, man, to just get the intel about the EFF. Jimmy Manyi couldn't wait to leave the EFF. When Floyd Shivambu announced his resignation, while everyone was busy having conversations about Floyd Shivambu, Jimmy Manyi said, I'm leaving too. And he knows that he is a small figure in the political arena, so no one is going to notice him. So Jimmy Manyi left the EFF and he went to Umkhonto weSizwe, but no one said anything about Mzwanele Manyi. But Mzwanele Manyi has always been close with Jacob Zuma. This is the guy that was I don't know if he is still the Jacob Zuma Foundation spokesperson. This guy has always been close to Jacob Zuma, so I don't know why would Julius Malema actually take someone like that and actually parachute him to parliament. This guy didn't even care about the fact that he was parachuted to parliament. When the chance arrived to actually leave the EFF, he just left. He just left. So when you see people like Kalnias and Busiswem Kobani, I know that, guys, I parachuted you to parliament, but I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them, man. I think Julius Malema need to look at those people, man, and start to reconsider having those people inside the EFF. But right now, Julius Malema is talking about their popular members in the social media, especially the ones that are quiet, the likes of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, that guys, why are you not defending our movement? You can see that the EFF is under siege and you guys are saying nothing. Why are you guys saying nothing? Whereas you can see that the EFF is under siege.
Why are those who are known and popular to be the most vocal on social media suddenly silent? Why are their voices when our movement is under attack? Where are those loud voices?
So, you hear how Julius Malema actually phrases it. Our movement is under attack. Our movement is under attack. So he knows that Floyd Shivambu going to MK Party, it has nothing to do with a strategic move or this chess move that people were alluding to. This is an actual attack. This is MK Party attacking the EFF. This is how Julius Malema phrases it.
Why do they not use their platforms to speak in defense of the EFF if they are truly loyal to this movement? It is our constitutional obligation to speak out and declare our confidence in this movement when those who were trusted with it chose to abandon it. However, comrade, if there are those amongst us who are to be ashamed to declare where they stand as we defend our movement, I'm willing to give you a simple task and go and look at what those closest to them are saying and how they are behaving. A leader of the EFF who is well known in the EFF, who's very popular in social media, on television, radio, and everywhere else. The EFF gets under attack. These leaders do not say anything, but because they don't know where they stand. But there is a practical way to find out where they stand. Just go and look at where their parents stand. Look at where their relatives stand. Look at where their spouses stand. You will know that those closest to them are speaking on their behalf because they whispered into their ears. How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us, when the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him, and you will know where this leader stand.
So guys, the reason why we are saying that this is directed at Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is because I want to show you something, guys. There is a post that was made on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. This is Floyd Shivambu on Instagram. This is Floyd Shivambu actually saying that the time comes in life of any nations where the remaining two choices, submit or fight. So I think Floyd Shivambu is trying to say that in life, sometimes the time comes where you have to choose. It's either you submit or fight. So meaning that right now we are going to fight. So Julius Malema is quite angry at the fact that this person, you see this person here, Munsu the Black, this is the wife of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. So the wife of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi actually supports Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF and supporting MK Party. This is the reason why Julius Malema says that, guys, how is it possible that one of our own leaves the organization and the wife of one of our own actually likes the fact that a deputy president of the party left the organization? So it means that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, he's with the idea of Umkhonto weSizwe. It means that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is actually in the same page with his wife. This is the reason why Julius Malema is so mad. That how is it possible that the wife of Ndlozi likes a post of Floyd Shivambu when Floyd Shivambu says that leaving the EFF and joining the MK party, it is the most solid decision ever. Ndlozi is saying nothing. The supporters of the EFF, they are screaming on top of their lungs and saying, Ndlozi, please say something about the EFF. Are you with us or are you not with us? Are you going to be the member of the EFF? Are you not going to leave the EFF? Please tell us where you stand. And Ndlozi says nothing. Ndlozi has been awfully quiet. But now you see the wife of Ndlozi liking a post of Floyd Shivambu on Instagram. This is what Julius Malema is talking about. That these people are speaking on your behalf. They are speaking on your behalf, so we don't know if Ndlozi is actually going to respond to Julius Malema, because I actually think that maybe Ndlozi, maybe this thing is going to actually force Ndlozi to come out and respond to Julius Malema, because Julius Malema says that how is it possible that your wife likes the post of Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF, joining the MK party, whereas you are saying nothing. Say something. Say something. Or you don't want to say something. Your wife said it on your behalf. Your wife said it on your behalf. So right now, as we speak again, the supporters of the EFF, they are showing Ndlozi flames. They are showing Ndlozi flames, and they are saying, Ndlozi, please leave our organization. Leave our organization. Clearly at home, you are actually fine. Clearly at home, you are okay with the fact that we have lost a deputy president. This is what the fighters are saying.
Comrades, there is no one who must not declare their confidence in the EFF. Those who choose to be silent during the attack of the EFF, we must know them for being the silent enemies of our organization, and they must be treated as such. Comrades, do not make the mistake of choosing people tomorrow who are too ashamed to choose you today. You are too busy following other resignations, popularizing certain people that they must take over, yet they are silent when people decided to abandon you. Why can't they choose you? Why do you keep on choosing the people who never choose you when it is time for them to choose you? They are telling you silently that as the movement recovers from a difficult elections and is surrounded by vultures, they do not choose you. They are choosing what looks like greener pastures. Many of them are opportunistic because they want to see whether they will emerge in the upcoming Third National People's Assembly before they decide whether they will remain in the EFF or not. Many of them are
listening to Julius Malema, it sounds like someone actually said, Julius Malema, man, during that press conference, man, I don't want to lie, man, you looked a bit pathetic. And it is not inspiring hope to the fighters, man. The fighters are looking at you, and if you are going to appear like that on television, it is not a good look to us. I think maybe Marshall Dlamini actually had a conversation with Julius Malema and said, man, you need to go back and you need to make it known that you are the leader of this organization. You are not going to appear on television looking pathetic. You are going to appear on television looking strong. And this is Julius Malema just doing the damage control. This is Julius Malema doing the damage control, because he knows that the last images that we saw of him, we saw him like wanting to cry on television and telling us that the resignation of Floyd Shivambu felt like when I was told about the death of my mother. I think Marshall Dlamini said, when you need to wake up and realize that the people are looking at you. You have millions and millions of people that are looking at you. You cannot appear like that on television. You need to go out and show strength. And this is the reason why Julius Malema said, guys, let's have this meeting in Soweto, man. I need to speak. I need to be in front of the cameras. I need to show South Africans and the fighters that I am strong as the leader of the organization. I need to reassure them that the organization is in safe hands. What they saw when Floyd Shivambu left the party, this is not the image that we want our people to have, because now the fighters are feeling defeated. Just look on social media, man. People are mocking the fighters. We need to go back and tell the fighters that, guys, now it's time to fight. It's time to fight, and we need to show strength. And I think, man, Julius Malema and his team, they've done a wonderful job, because right now no one is talking about the fact that Julius Malema was close to tears on television. Right now, everyone is talking about Julius Malema actually showing up and showing strength and telling people that, guys, we don't care. We are not going to beg anyone to be in this organization. We are not going to allow the organization to be surrounded by vultures. So you see Floyd Shivambu betrayed us. This is Julius Malema coming out and actually doing a damage control.
Are using the Third National People's Assembly as a threat that if they do not get elected or are not part of the leadership discussions leading up to the conference, then they will leave and join MKP. We must never be blackmailed by those who want to threaten us with leaving after the Third National People's Assembly. I want to say to them, leave now. Leave now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. You must leave today, because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future. The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Leave now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to leave, leave now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power. It's very painful to count the soldiers you don't have. Fellow fighters, none of you should allow anyone to bargain their loyalty for position. Anyone who bargains their loyalty in exchange for a position or deployment is an enemy agent who must be identified and isolated from our movement. Your silence has told us enough about your character. We do not need people who are considering their options in the EFF. We do not need people who are willing to sacrifice principle in exchange for blue lights in the EFF. We only need people who are loyal to this movement and loyal to our people, no matter what.
So this is Julius Malema coming out and actually showing strength and saying, guys, I don't like how I looked on television, man. I don't like how I looked on television, man. It was quite pathetic, man, like how I looked on television. Maybe the handlers of Julius Malema said, man, you cannot appear like that. You cannot appear like that. There's no way that you need to reassure the fighters that you are a strong leader. You need to make it known to the fighters that you are a strong leader. So there is something that Julius Malema actually said about the media. I'm also gonna try to find that video, guys. What did I said? And how is it possible that over the weekend we were actually told by the media that, guys, these are some of the people that are going to leave the EFF, but those people haven't tendered in their resignations. And the worst part is that people know. Worst part is that people know that these are the people that we were told that they are going to leave the party. Like, that is the worst part. Like, the EFF supporters, they know that such and such were supposed to leave the party. So how are those people actually going to stay within the EFF? How are they going to stay in the EFF when the supporters of the EFF actually knows that these people were rumored to leave the EFF? How are they going to stay in the EFF? Man. I think, let me check this. I don't know, man. Where's that part where Julius Malema was talking about the media? Because apparently this is the video where Olim Gambi actually heard that Julius Malema flamed him on stage. Then he went out. Guys, and I know this is off topic, man. Just look at how awful this is, man. I don't know who actually gave such a young child a hubbly, man. Like, I hate that, man. I hate that. I hate that we live in a generation that doesn't even care, man, about young people. What kind of a mother would actually give their child a hubbly? What kind of a mother would actually do something like that? It's awful that anyone would actually do something like that. I think this is the video where Julius Malema was talking about Olim Gambi of Newsroom.
I've never seen a channel with such a political illiteracy like 405. If you want to see how bad that channel is, you must look at who's their best anchor. Olim Gambi. That guy's got no idea what's happening. All he did is to wear a nice suit with a tie and blow hot air because he's got a platform to say so. Who are the owners of 405? Do you know the relationship of those who own 405 and those who left the EFF? Go and make your research. Who are the owners of 405 and why 405 has taken the posture it has taken?
So, Julius Malema is letting us know that one of the owners of Newsroom 405, that actually has something to do with the fact that Floyd Shivambu has left the party. So, you know how people are on social media, man. People were just trying to piece what Julius Malema was saying. That what is it exactly that Julius Malema is hinting at? Why is Julius Malema telling us to find the links? So this is the person that Julius Malema is talking about. Why is Julius Malema telling South Africans to find the links between 405 and the leaders of the MK part or of the EFF that actually left the party?
The road, the journey to 2026 starts now. There was some detail about nice suits. I don't quite remember what that was about exactly.
No, it was about you. It was about you, Xoli.
There was some detail about nice suits. I don't quite remember what that was about exactly. All right, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more news.
Xoli, my guy, they say that you have a nice suit and a tie, and you are doing nothing but blowing hot air. So, allegedly, I hate that Julius Malema is making us do these things, man. Allegedly that, but I don't want to go to that point of Julius Malema trying to link. But we have already got there, man. So we have already spoken about the fact that the wife of Ndlozi liked a post of Floyd Shivambu saying that leaving the EFF is the best and sound decision ever. So there is a post that I saw on social media. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. If I don't find it, I'm not gonna speak about it. Nope. Kunje, who posted that, man? Ish. I'm trying trying to remember who actually posted that. Oh, Julius Malema, man. Julius Malema doesn't want. Like, if Julius Malema had the voodoo powers, he would actually make us forget that this is the face that he pulled on national television. If he had the powers, the voodoo powers, he would say, abracadabra, abracadabra. Please make South Africans forget that I was crying on national television. Amen. Then the rest of us would actually forget that Julius Malema was actually crying on television. Man, this is bad. So I wonder if people still believe that this is a strategic move by the Progressive Caucus. I wonder if people still believe that this is a strategic move by the Progressive Caucus. Because if it were, man, I'm telling you, this would be the best movement. Can you just imagine, like, Julius Malema, Floyd Shivambu fighting on television, people just getting consumed by the fact that Julius Malema is fighting with Floyd Shivambu, totally obsessing about this fight, while these people are actually concocting. Something behind closed doors. But nothing about this actually tells us that there is something that has been concocted behind closed doors. It tells us that this is a fallout that is about to get nasty. It is going to get nasty. It is going to get nasty. It is going to get nasty because, I mean, like, guys, can you just imagine, man, how long is it going to take before Floyd Shivambu actually responds? Because he's going to feel entitled to actually respond. The EFF Student Command is attacking him on one side. The leader of the EFF is attacking him on the other side. The people on social media, they are attacking him on the other side. It only makes sense. He is going to respond one day. He is going to feel like, okay, maybe I have actually allowed these people. I have allowed these people to attack me. Maybe it's time that I actually start hitting back. How long is it going to take before Floyd Shivambu starts hitting back? You remember that he told us that he is going to talk about why he joined Umkhonto weSizwe, but he didn't want to talk about that on the platform of the EFF. So he said that on a correct platform, I am going to talk about why I actually left the EFF and why I joined Umkhonto weSizwe. I am going to talk about that. I am going to talk about that. So how long is it going to take? I just wonder, man, how long is it going to take before Floyd Shivambu says, this is enough. They are now even attacking Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. We all know that Floyd Shivambu adores Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. He loves Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. He loves Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. And now the family of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is being attacked. The family of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is being attacked. Like Julius Malema is letting it known that if you betray us, we are going to find out that you betrayed us. This is the lady over here. This is the wife of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. This is a lady that actually liked that post of Floyd Shivambu, the post that actually made Julius Malema so angry. This is the lady over here. She was an actor. I think right now she works in the production on television. So these are some of the people that were actually. You remember this lady? There were heavy reports over the weekend that this lady is going to leave the EFF. I don't know about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, man. There were no rumors about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. One of the things that people were actually worried about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is the fact that his silence is quite loud. The fact that he hasn't been said anything about the fact that he loves the EFF and he hasn't pledged his allegiance to the EFF. This is one thing that people were actually talking about. But when it comes to Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and being alleged to live in the EFF, I think the rumors are going to start now that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is going to leave the EFF because Julius Malema has addressed him on the stage, basically. So I think from now, people are going to have conversations about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and leaving the EFF. But in all honesty, this is not something that people were actually talking about. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi leaving the EFF, this is not something they were talking about. They were actually talking about other members of the EFF that have been rumored to leave in the party. It had nothing to do with Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. It had nothing to do with Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. So this is the post that actually made Julius Malema furious, man. This is the post that made Julius Malema furious. This is Floyd Shivambu saying that the most solid and sound decision ever. This is Floyd Shivambu under the banner of Umkhonto weSizwe. He even changed his profile picture. You remember that on his profile picture, he used to wear that red overall. But ever since he has joined the MK party, now he's wearing the suits. I think this is how he's going to go to parliament. This is how he's going to go to parliament. Now he's going to wear suits, man. He's going to wear suits. So I was trying to show you because allegedly, like, I don't want to get into that, man. Don't want to get into that. So there are other videos of Julius Malema, but what we have covered today, it is basically the context of the speech of Julius Malema. He was actually telling the supporters of the EFF that, guys, we are not going to beg people. If you want to leave the EFF, you can leave the EFF. We don't have time to actually beg anyone to stay in the EFF. If you want to stay in the EFF simply because of the positions, we don't need you to stay inside of the EFF. We don't need you to stay inside of the EFF. If you think that you are going to leverage your position, we are not going to listen to that. If you want to leave the EFF, leave right now. So I think Julius Malema and his team, I don't want to lie, I'm going to give them the credit. They've actually done a wonderful job changing the narrative, because everyone was talking about Julius Malema being defeated. Julius Malema, how is he going to survive? Julius Malema, the kisses, how is he going to survive? So he had to come back and reassure the fighters that, guys, I'm still the president of the of the party and I am strong. I know that you are hurt by the departure of this sellout of a deputy president who was having the meetings with Umkhonto weSizwe while we expected him to mobilize in KwaZulu-Natal. He was busy mobilizing his contract at Nkandla. So, guys, I guess we will have to wait to hear from the MK party. I don't think we are going to hear from the MK party anytime soon, but we don't know what Floyd Shivambu is going to think about the developments. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.